And welcome back. Barbara, you know, that was an incredible opportunity to meet her and Lisa and hear about raising children, you know, particularly in self-esteem, and particularly for young ladies today.
Exactly. It's very difficult. It's challenging to know how to rear our children and to give them the self-esteem that they need, that we know comes from the Lord. The other challenging part, Ken,
that we're experiencing.
Yes, helping to raise our grandchildren.
That's right. And even though they don't live with us, we're still around them all the time.
That's a huge blessing, isn't it? One of the most difficult things to do as a grandparent is to stay quiet and let the parents do the parenting.
That's right, because we always have our things we'd like to interject.
That's right. That's right.
Well, next we'll be hearing from a young woman who encourages our daughters and our granddaughters to live and embrace grace.
And Pam Davis is the author of a children's series called Girls in Grace, which helps girls grow in self-esteem and significance through God's grace. Let's hear what she has to say.
And welcome to The Good Life on location at the Orange County Convention Center, where we're here covering the Christian Retail Association. Carolyn Pankella is here with us today. It's been a fun week, hasn't it?
It's getting funner.
And every guest we meet, it just seems like it takes us into a new era of something brand new. You know, I always say girls are sugar and spice and everything nice.
You agree, right?
I agree. I got granddaughters, and they are sugar, spice, and everything nice. But they all need someone to play with, and dolls are a good way to formulate friendships.
And dolls are also girls are just naturally nurturers. And so, I mean, my little girl's 3 and already but 2 years old, she was carrying a doll around, putting baby bottles in, changing diapers. It's an incredible thing to train them up.
That's right. And our next guest, of course, is working in that arena with so many other things that she's doing today, too. Pam Davis is here with us, and welcome to the program.
I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Tell us about what you're doing with Girls in Grace.
Girls in Grace are girls that discover and grow in a relationship with God based on His new covenant of grace. So simply put, these are girls that live in an embrace of God's grace. And in doing so, their lives, their friendships, their goals are all impacted. So they learn how to truly have self-esteem, significance, and satisfaction in life.
Okay, you've got to tell us what motivated you to do this, because I'm so excited because my little girl just loves dolls. And of course, you have the American Girl out there, but some of the stances that they take, just like you, I'm just like, oh, I don't want to support that. You know, these are people that don't support my values or things that I want to teach my children. Tell me what inspired you to do the Girls in Grace?
Well, God definitely orchestrated the steps to bring about Girls in Grace. I had a ministry for 10 years called Grace in Christ, and it was about communicating the good news of God's grace to first adult women. I had written material and books that are coming out for adult women, and then when I had my daughter, I wanted to communicate grace to her, so I had mother-daughter discipleship material that we were doing. And so I was involved in communicating the message of grace, but I also happened to be the American Girl fashion show coordinator for historic Fort Worth. And so each year in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we put on the American Girl fashion show. And it happened to be the weekend of our show when American Girl got caught in a huge controversy with conservative America. It was Christians and just anyone that was conservative over an alliance that they had made that supported values that are contradictory to the Bible and to the Christian values. And the weekend of our show, this scandal hits nationwide. And it just so happens that I had hired an ABC news anchor to be our show commentator. So when she asked me the weekend of our show, Pam, what do you think about this controversy and Christians threatening a boycott? Well, she informed me of the controversy because I didn't even know it. And I said, well, the first thing that strikes me is that when you join an allegiance with one group, you become an advocate for their values by default. You simply gave them the stage and the mic. And I don't believe those are the values that are representative of their customers. Certainly the moms that I knew that were involved with American Girl were Christians. They would embrace the Bible. They believe Christmas is about Christ's birth and Easter is about the resurrection. And so I think that's the first thing that strikes me as alarming. And she said, would you be willing to go on the news and be interviewed about it? Well, I said, okay. Well, literally within minutes, the fashion show, by the time it's over, it was literally 1 hour, the whole fashion show is now a newsroom. And so when they're asking me on camera, what would you say to American Girl, Pam, in light of this controversy? I said, well, we are praying for American Girl. And we're praying that they will support the American spirit. And the American spirit is based on family values, and it does have a Christian root. And I could see the cameraman over the show commentator's shoulder saying, are we going to let this woman just pray? Are we going to let her define the American spirit? How long are we going to go? But the next day, American Girl rebutted not just to me, but to just all of America, that they were not going to buckle to any pressure that conservatives gave. At that point, they were going to do what they were going to do. And then the next day is when the Lord came back to me. And our show was over, and he said, now, Pam, what are you going to do? What are you going to do when you pray for someone that is having a huge impact on girls' lives, and they choose not to embrace my word as truth? They choose not to uphold my values. What do you do then, Pam? And I said, Lord, what